This is for mathematical methods. It comes out of the masterclass exam prep question number 13, which is one of the extended exam 2 questions that the masterclass looked at. So we have a rain gauge full of water. It has a base and has 4 triangular sides. That's X, that's S, that's H. The rain gauge is made out of 1100 centimetres squared of plastic material, which is to include a lid of side length X. So question 1 says show that S equals that. Okay, so total surface area will equal 1 square, which will be X squared, plus 4 triangles, which will be a half. Base of the triangle is X, height of the triangle is S. So I've got 1100 equals X squared plus 2XS, which means S equals 1100 minus X squared on 2X, which is exactly what I was asked to show. Find the height in terms of X. Well, if I have got this right angle triangle, or I had that triangle, and I had that triangle which is, that's X, that's S, and that's the height. So H squared will equal X on 2 squared plus S squared minus X on 2 all squared, which on the calculator will give me S squared is this, so over 2x, and we're going to square that. And we're going to minus from that x on 2 we're going to take that and take the square root of it and simplify the answer. So that's going to give me h equals 5 on x, the square root of minus 22 x squared minus 22x squared. Beautiful. And then hence the volume of the rain gauge. Well, the volume of the rain gauge will be 1/3 the base, which is x squared, times the height, which is this. And when I put all that together, 1/3 x squared times 5 on x, the square root of minus 22 x squared minus 550. The 3 sits there, one of those x's cancel. There's 5x on 3. I've got the same thing. Okay. The rain gauge wants to have maximum amount of water. So if I do dV dx, set it equal to 0, solve for x, and then sub that into the maximum, I should be able to get that answer. So if I take what's my syntax here? I'm going to get rid of that multiplication. Okay, so that was my height. I'm going to multiply that by x squared divided by 3. So that's my expression for the volume. I'm going to take its derivative, set it equal to 0, and solve for x. I get 5 root 11, and the volume given x equals 5 root 11 should equal 1375 root 22 on 3. And that's centimetres and that's centimetres cubed. So now we have recommended they produce a gauge which holds the maximum volume. So the maximum volume was x equals 5 root 11 and the volume equals 1375 root 22 on 3. Is that correct? Yep. With the lid on a particular rainy day, the rate, so dv dt equals 0.2 t, which means that v will equal the integral of 0.2 t dt, which means v will equal 0.1 t squared plus constant c. It initially is empty, therefore c is 0, so volume equals 1/10 t squared. How long will it take for it to fill? Well, the volume equals 1/10 t squared, and I know that the volume is 1375 root 22 on 3 equals 1 on 10 t squared. So what will t equal? Solve for x. And 146.621. 2 decimal places, t equals 146.62 minutes. And find the average volume of water. Average volume, I can use the average value, which will be 1 on 146.62 minus 0, integral from 0 to 146.62 of 1 on 10 t squared dt, and that should give me the average value, which will be wrong spot. Undo. So if I copy that maybe and place it there. $716.59 and to 1 decimal place, so 716.6 centimetres cubed is the average. Okay, using similar triangles show that the water in the gauge is this. Okay, so I know that for the maximum, x equals 5 root 11, and that height equals this is the expression for height. So on my calculator, it's going to be my height. No. That's going to be my height. Edit, copy, paste given x equals 5 root 11. So the height's 5 root 22. And I've got, okay, so 5 root 22, and I've got W and D. So W on D equals X on H. W on D equals 5 root 11 on 5 root 22. W equals, the 5's cancel, D on root 2. So if I have my water is going to be volume equals the base, which is W 1/3 W squared times height, which is 1/3 W squared. So W squared equals D squared on 2, D squared on 2 times the height, which is D, times D, which is D cubed on 6. And there is my D cubed on 6. So I've shown that. And find the depth of the water when it's half full. Well, when it's half full, it's going to be 1375 root 22 on 6, because that's what it is when it's full, and that's going to equal D cubed on 6. Therefore, I can say x cubed divided by 6 equals 1375 root 22 divided by 6. So I didn't want that root 6 in there, did I? Root 22 divided by 6. Solve for x. And I get 18.6139. And 1 decimal place, so 18.6 centimetres will be the height when it's half full.